Welcome, Cancer, to my temple. This is the temple of tarot, astrology, and yoga. And this is an Astro tarot forecast, a combination of astrology and the tarot, and will be relevant to you, Cancer, if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Cancer. This reading will be concerning the month of December 2025, and it is the holiday season. And what I wanted to mention was that this is a very special time of year. As most of you know, it's a very holy, sacred time of year. For some it's less obviously so, as it's been commercialized. But there's a reason that so many celebrations were centered around the winter solstice. And in my metaphysical studies, I've learned that I want you to try to conceive of the earth as a living being. A being that breathes like we do. And the breath is the breath of life. It is understood by metaphysicians, people with inner sight, that the earth has a cycle of breathing. At the summer solstice, the earth reaches the peak of her inhalation. At that point, she begins to exhale as we go into fall and winter. That exhalation ends December 21st, at which point the earth holds her breath for about 3 days. Then she begins to inhale again. And again, that inhalation lasts until the summer solstice. So it is during the winter solstice that the earth holds her breath. This is the earth meditating, going inward deeply. It's a deep examination of what has been and what will be and what is. We are children born of the earth. We have material bodies. And so we also breathe in life. And at the winter solstice, it is a time for us to reflect on the past, on the future, and on the present. To make a deep assessment of what has been and where we are and where we want to go. So before I continue here with your forecast, I just wanted to mention that there are ways that you can procure a personal and private reading from me. And the old-fashioned way, the way I've been doing it for nigh on to 10 years here on YouTube, is that I create an audio file of your reading and send it to you via your email. You can purchase any one of my readings, and there are a variety of them, on my website, grandcentralhealing.com. So you can do that. But I've also joined a psychic network where you can call me, and or we can have a video chat or a chat, and there's a link It's the Hipsy company that I've joined. And thirdly, I've also wanted to add to my Patreon family a new feature, which is the American Indian medicine wheel forecast, a type of divination that comes from the North American Indian tribes. So it's very earth oriented, very psychological and spiritual manifestations of earth wisdom, animal wisdom, following the behaviors of animals, the patterns, and deducing from those patterns various psychological insights and or divination clues. So there's a link below if you'd like to see your particular medicine card, or whatever your sun or rising or sun or moon sign may be. You can look at those as well. There's a collection, and I'll complete that once I complete all these readings. All right, now we're ready. This month is very unusual because Mars and Venus together are transiting the same signs, two different signs during the month. The first half, Mars and Venus transits Sagittarius. And in the second half of the month, it transits Capricorn. This is your 7th and 8th houses. And the 7th house is about relationships. And the 8th house is a very complex house. There are several words that describe what it means: death, sex, taxes, partnerships, and shared resources. All of those. Whereas the 7th house is all about relationships. And Cancers are all about relationships as well. You're a water sign. You're a beautiful water sign. I'm Pisces. I am a water sign as well. We navigate through life through our feelings. We make choices according to our intuition. We incorporate deep insight into our everyday, mundane choices in life. So it's our nature to be relationship oriented. But now, in December, this could mean a transformation of significant relationships that you have. Venus is bringing in diplomacy, seeking peace and harmony, expressing affection, bringing a relationship to new heights of commitment, understanding, and love. Mars is assisting by driving your energy towards the relationships that have meaning for you. Mars brings in raw energy. So you might be doing things together that involve physical activity, being more physical within your relationships. Also, Mars is about conflict, ideological conflict, opinions, conflicting ways of doing things. And so because the two are together, there may be a reconciliation of conflict, previous or present conflict. So this is extraordinarily positive for a season that brings about more spiritual connections to Earth and to your higher self. So it's very, very good. Take the opportunity to deepen your relationships, to deepen your commitments, to eliminate those relationships that are detrimental to your spiritual well-being. This is the time of year to discover within yourself and with others ways of making connections that improve your relationships. Now, at the end of the month, or in the second half of the month, Mars moves into your 8th house, as I said. It's a complex area. Some or all of these aspects of the 8th house may be enlivened, enriched. Let's move through let's go to taxes first, because that's the most difficult, I guess. Taxes means anything to do with what you owe the government, or what the government owes you, or your responsibilities, obligations to any governmental agency, or their responsibility and obligation to you. There's an exchange. So these issues may come up for some of you. But again, Mars and Venus means a resolution of conflict, a finding mutual benefit, agreement, diplomacy, particularly diplomacy within this realm. The next word I want to address as a description for this house is death. It's a very difficult one, because death, we have a rather negative attitude towards death in the West, obviously, and so it scares us, because we've been taught that death is dangerous. It could spell our annihilation, depending on what you believe, or our eternal punishment, or our judgment. So it's scary. But everyone dies. So it's a end point to the activity that we have here. So it symbolizes something coming to an end. And with Mars and Venus here, it could be the end of a major conflict or a major relationship. Or it could be the transformation of that conflict or that relationship. Because death is about transformation, ultimately, from the material to the spiritual. It happens regardless of what we believe about it. And because it is a natural process, there's no fear that should be involved in it. So this may be a confrontation of what you fear. And because it's such a meditative time of year, it could be a contemplation about your life. Again, the past, where you've been, what's happened, where you are now, and where you're going. Mundanely, on a purely mundane level, perhaps someone, a relative, passes, and you have to deal with that, or the inheritance that comes with such events, but having to deal with the issues around that. All right, so that is another big possibility. And next is partnerships. And we were really already dealing with that at the first part of the month, the first half of the month, and the second half, now it's about partnerships and shared resources. How you allocate the monies that you've created together. With Mars and Venus here, it's a very good thing because it enlivens, it brings energy into relationships, be they platonic, having to do with business, or your art, or romantic, or familial. These relationships, shared partnerships, will be very much on your mind and in your heart. And you will want to do something to make these partnerships function energetically and within with a greater capacity for cooperation and for love. So I don't think with all these opportunities all month to mend relationships that were broken or in some way embedded with conflict, it is an opportunity to heal, to resurrect, or, as death implies, to end, depending on your circumstances. So, with all that said, I think we're done, and we now use this as a foundation for the upcoming tarot forecast. And I thank you very much for your support, and I look forward to having your trust in giving you a personal, private forecast for whatever concerns you. I'm here to help. Thank you very much for being there, for messaging, and namaste. Wait for your reading. Welcome, Cancer, to your tarot forecast for December 2025. Again, a reading relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Cancer. And with that, tarot is a deepening of what we've been given in the astrology forecast. I'm making it even more personal, more relevant on a much more deep level than the broad forecast of Mars and Venus in any particular house. But it does give us a foundation of the areas that might be touched. Let me insert just 2 reversals. All the other cards are upright. Before I open the camera, I shuffle, but I want to shuffle a little more, and then we'll cut the cards and we'll start your reading. So, like this. And here we go. This is a 4-card spread, a very simple spread. I like simple. I like simplicity because it allows us to really examine and analyze the symbols and what they could mean. And with the astrology and background, we can kind of rooted into areas of our life that might be influenced. That is the King of Pentacles. Now, in the Tarot, the court cards can represent people, individuals, or they can be abstract indications of qualities, traits, talents that the king represents. This particular king is the king of earth. Earth meaning money, the material world. He is the king of the material world. And Capricorn, as a sign, will be influenced by Mars and Venus in the second half of the month. So Capricornian energy is one of hard work, pragmatism, being very managerial about your finances, being sovereign, that is, having control over your finances, over financial situations, financial dealings. He is a representative of someone who is in absolute command of his material world. His subjects, those whom he supports, rely on him, rely on his tenacity, determination, and frugality. And regardless of his higher position in the kingdom, he is able to roll his sleeves up and do the work. Others are not willing to or able to. If this represents a person, then this relationship with this person is highlighted during the whole month, really. So you may learn from the King of Pentacles, or you may become the King of Pentacles. So the entire month is colored energetically by this disposition, be it embodied in a relationship, a partnership, or your own inner growth as a person who is capable of managing their material realm with efficiency and with productivity. That is the overall energy of the month for you, Cancer, and that's good. We need that kind of stability, energy towards stabilizing your material reality. And this is, of course, now emphasized again here with the Two of Pentacles. Again, we're still in the earth realm, having to do with money. Money, money, money. Material things, possessions, assets, And here we have a juggler juggling his pentacles, the symbols of your material possessions, investments, earnings, savings. And he's trying his best to keep those things in a flow. You see the figure 8? The symbol of infinity. As money comes in, it goes out. And then it comes back in, and it goes out. So it's the staying on a balanced condition, within a balanced condition, while at the same time you keep the money flowing. In other words, making sure that as much money that is going out is balanced by how much money will be coming in. So the challenge for the whole month is about keeping your material kingdom, the king, his kingdom, in perfect balance, so that you don't topple off, so that you don't fall. There may be moments of success and moments of failure that you have to balance, so that that money continues to flow like currency. This is your challenge for the month. And of course, with all the gift obligations that the season also brings, you can see why that might be your challenge. In the position of the unexpected, and this is the grace that comes with the season, the grace that comes with the celebration of love in the form of a holiday such as Christmas or Hanukkah, where people show one another their appreciation of each other through gift giving. This is the angel of temperance. And if we understand that you are trying as hard as you can to maintain material balance, financial balance, temperance is about tempering, the golden mean, staying in the middle, never being excessive. So it is a tribute to you being able to maintain that balance and to temper extremes in behavior, spending, materially spending too much, and drawing that in, pulling that in, staying very conscious of not being too exuberant. Now we have Mars and Venus in the 8th, in the second half of the month, remember, sort of pulling at your heart, pulling you into states of extreme passion, perhaps, extreme feelings. And so receiving temperance unexpectedly means that you find inner peace. You find material balance. You find a solution that puts you into a state of self-love, healing. Temperance is about healing. But temperance has also come to mean art. So unexpected artistic expressions. I'd say particularly in the second half of the month, where you can translate your deeper feelings into an aesthetic, material expression, art. Unexpected artistic achievement. And let's see now how it all ends. What is the outcome? Interesting. We have cups. Cups are about feelings. Again, you're a water sign. And there's several interpretations that can be gleaned from this image. First of all, it's the number 4. 4 is a number of stability, groundedness, grounding yourself emotionally. Sometimes there's even a sort of a containing of your emotions, because 4s are the square, the cube, the container. And so they contain the force of the water, the feelings. So you perhaps are confining your feelings so that they don't lead you into areas of disappointment or despair. Again, I say this because Mars and Venus are in the 8th. So there may be a sort of a pulling in of your feelings so that you don't lose yourself in extremes. Temperance, right? But now if we look at the image, it has another message. Out of the blue sky, that's where, out of the blue, a hand reaches out from a cloud and hands him a cup, an offering, an opportunity, an emotional offering, an emotional opportunity. But our protagonist here sits in lotus pose with his arms folded in front of him, in front of his chest, in front of his heart. His eyes are closed and he's meditating. Again, this is a meditative time of year. He's contemplating what he has, the 3 cups, and what is being offered, the opportunity on the horizon coming out of the blue. And he wants to come to a decision as to whether to take this offering or whether what he has is enough to keep what he has as is. Those 3 cups could be about relationships, about anything that makes you feel passionate. Could be your work, your career, your real estate. But there's something that is being offered to you, and you are in a state of quandary about it. deep meditation about it. So this is what happens at the end of the month. And that, my dear Cancerian friends, could be really anything that has meaning for you. This is a meaningful offering. And it sends you into a state of contemplation. So it should be very interesting. So thank you very much, Cancer, for coming to your forecast. And I'd be interested to hear what happens. So I love your messages, and I love hearing back from you as to how the reading made you feel, what it evoked from you. I appreciate that very much. So if you would like to support the channel and for my work, there's links below. Thank you. Happy holidays. See you next year. Namaste.